Hello everybody, how's everyone day? Ame Gakita desu. Today we are going to talk about should voice actor cast based on race, or should there be any other criteria that there has to be in play before they can be casted for a role in a character in an anime, game, or whatsoever. So lately, a lot of people have been discussing, and it have been ongoing for a long time, that in not really in Japan side, any other country side, but it's mostly in the Western, the US, that tend to have a whole new issue with, oh, we must have the role to be played by the right race, or the right people, or the right gender, or the right whatsoever. But the funny thing is, right, in Japan, they really have role that is a guy role played by a girl, or girl role played by a guy. And yes, you guys can actually go and search out, it's true though. So yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that despite the diversity of a voice actor in Japan that can voice any role, in Western they are just like, oh no, we have to make sure that the right person with the right race, with the right gender, with the right voice have to play the right character. Well, the thing is, right, it actually kind of happened recently. Like, I actually watched quite a few videos in regards to, like, by Rev Say Desu, where voice actor go full mask, where I don't want to voice acting, we should have the race, even though he actually say that, oh no, we should be segregating role by races. Like, even Hero Red actually go along the line, like, where was it again? Yeah, voice actor race matching the character race, which actually kind of like have to say a lot of things. Like, okay, anyone who knows me very well, I love to pull up the scale to let you guys see the two sides of the coin, the 2 cents, whatever, 1 cent, or whatever you want to know about. But the thing is, right, when it comes to race of a character in Japanese anime, that is a very hard line to draw, like, in a sense. So what a lot of people need to understand, that unless there is a specific indication that they indicate the race of the character, often more than not, even dark skin character in anime tend to be actually just pure Japanese. What does that mean? Well, the one thing is that a lot of people tend to have an understanding, like, let's say Miruko from My Hero Academia, like, she is a black bunny. A lot of people tend to misunderstand that they thought that she is a black bunny even though she is a Japanese. So a lot of people tend to not understand there is actually a culture in Japan called Ganguro. Ganguro is basically pure Japanese people who either they paint their skin dark in color, or they actually suntan to their skin to become dark. Some people who actually there's also some people who do sport or always under the sun, to the point that they actually got their skin suntan to the point that it got very dark, which made them appear to be like dark, like black skin. And the thing is, right, a lot of people tend to think, oh, they are black people. No, they are actually pure Japanese people. It's just that they suntan to the point that their skin became dark, or they paint themselves dark black. But they are not black. They are not from Africa. They are not American Africa. They are not from anywhere. They are pure Japanese. So it actually kind of amazed me that if this is a culture that not, for some reason, not transmitted to the Western, so they just think that, oh, there's black people in Japan. How many people are gonna be so mad at me for saying this thing out? So the thing is, right, it's actually kind of interesting that a lot of people have the misconception that, oh yes, because this character look black, they should be having a black character to voice it, when in fact it's actually a Japanese person. So if you actually go by the route of that a race should be voiced by a race, then you gotta have to think about it. Is the person voice really gonna be culturally correct? Because when you think about it, right, most anime are based off Japanese. So if we go by that logic, we should be having a Japanese voicing the sub as well, the dub as well. Anything that they have to have the Japanese learn English and then have the Japanese voice it themselves. Because it's like what you guys have to you have to understand. If you get a black person to voice a Japanese person, isn't that culturally wrong? Isn't that race wrong? Isn't that religious wrong? Like in many sense, that is just wrong already, right? So in terms of skilling wise, yes, if the character is actually a black character, like a black person or a white person, getting the right race will actually, I can see why there are a lot of people say that you should get the right race to voice it, because in terms of like culturally correct or not, I'm not quite sure how, because it's just that maybe in culturally wise, maybe the tune might be a little bit different, maybe the way you speak may be a little bit different, you maybe want to add in some of the input that doesn't seem correct and you want to inform the writer and then tell them to at least change it. Yeah, I can see where that is coming from. But on the other hand, if you actually have not the right voice for the character, let's say for example you're asking an old man to voice a young man, or a young man voicing an old man, and yes, there was an young man who voiced an old man where he got backlash, and that game, which I will talk in a while. The thing is, right, in terms of like people talking about race, should race be a part? To me, if anyone wants to know, my answer is actually yes and no. I know some people are going to cut out the content and say yes and no or whatever, but the thing is, right, you have to understand, there is so many things that is just so hard to know, like, is it really true we get a race? Because if we actually gonna say along that, yes, we should use race as a part, what I'm actually to tell you guys is that, yes, I want all the Japanese anime that have all the Japanese characters to be voiced in Japanese, as well as that their English version dub should be voiced by a Japanese. Get what I mean? Because the thing is, right, that is the reason why a lot of people say that, oh, we should get a right person to voice the Japanese. No, there is no, that is wrong, because you're getting a white person, this is a Japanese person character, you should get a Japanese. I know some people like going along, oh, we should get us Asian person. But the thing is, right, in terms of culture, religious, everything, it's not right either. If you ask a South Korean to voice a Chinese person, or a Chinese person to voice a Malay person, it just doesn't seem right, because the voice tune accent is gonna be very, very different. So it's actually kind of like amazing that when I say yes, you have to understand those people like Pro ZD, if I'm not mistaken his name is, because like he actually say in his video, I'll put all their video in the link description so you guys can check that out yourself. Like, you read what you saw, like he himself said that, oh, characters should be based off race. Based on him, I'm gonna assume that he's from South Korea, and if he's a South Korean, he should be only voicing only South Korean character. If he's not from Japan, he shouldn't voice Japanese character. That is how race is different shade. It doesn't mean that you're Asian, you should be voicing Asia. Because you are not Japan, you should not be voicing Japan. That is what they are trying to implement, you know, guys. So the reason why actually voice actors should be voiced by races, personally, I can see why they are coming from. In terms of like accent, tone, religious, method of speech, pacing of speech, may be a little bit different in terms of different religions. But if we actually go by that route, then a Japanese character should only be voiced by a Japanese, because culturally wise, religious wise, manner wise, method of speech wise, pacing of speech wise, accent, tone, intonation, like all these things is so different that no one can follow in a sense. Because, and you guys will be like, oh, then that means that Japanese should only be dub only, and no longer should be dub. Yeah, because those voice actors indicate that it should be voiced by a Pacific race, and they are going against that. So one of the reasons why I say against it is because I'm pretty sure that having the right person with the right tone, the right voice, the right intonation is more than enough to voice the character over. It doesn't mean the gender should be praised apart, because if you go and look at anime, they freaking got female voicing male character and female character voiced by male character, okay? So I don't see why gender and race should be a part of it. I'm not saying like no, we should not get a Pacific race or whatever. If the tone of the character is right when the voice actor give the right voice and give it life, the characters, then that is to be the main point. I'm not saying like, oh, race should not play a part. If it actually play a part in like giving the right tone, the right accent, yes, I think I will agree on that very point. But when it go to the point that everyone thinking that, oh, we should have a Asian person praising Asia, oh, then we'll be going to say like, yeah, not everyone is had the right tone. And that's when the latest victim or the latest person that actually got into, which I actually was talking about, is YongYea suitable to voice Kiryuu in Yakuza. In terms of like he's from South Korea, he's apparently he's from South Korea. The character he's voicing is from Japan, so it's not right to have a two different as Asian person to voice a character, because Asia, yes, but culturally white, like people say like he's culturally correct. No, South Korea has different culture than Japan. Go and search it up. It's way different. There are some similarity, but it does not mean they are same. So in terms of culturally, religiously, tune, intonation is all very, very different. So I can't see why Asia should voice Asia, because the thing is, right, why a lot of people actually have backlashing on YongYea is like I mentioned in my video before, YongYea sound like Kiryuu when he's young. Or maybe in some people they might actually go to the point of saying like, oh, he sound like the fake Kiryuu actually. Well, to what extent, I have no idea. I have not played Yakuza game. Reason being that I don't have the money to play the game, and I don't have a good computer to play the game either. So if you really want to support me, go to my link below and send me some coffee support, and maybe I'll save up the money to get the game and the computer or whatsoever. But the thing is, right, what you guys have to understand, YongYea, to me, I wouldn't say he's a voice actor. It's just that he's voice might not be suitable for some characters, and in this case, Kiryuu from Yakuza doesn't seem to be a good match for him, because Kiryuu, in case you get anyone want to know, the game that YongYea was going to voice was an old man Kiryuu. If your Kiryuu's old, who is an old man, sound from like his voice will be sounding like, turn back, just because I voice is a bit lower. It's like, that doesn't seem right either. Or it's like, oh, turn back. That doesn't even sound right to you guys, right? So the thing is, right, the right person with the right tone, the muscular deep tone of an old man, not able to replicate by many people. Even I myself might sound like an old man at times using a weird tone, but it's more towards an weak old man. Not a muscular old man where I voice, it just doesn't seem right, alright? So the thing is, right, a lot of people tend to have the misunderstanding that, yeah, voice actors should be voicing by race whatsoever, but in fact in Japan it does not. And the thing is, right, a lot of people actually tend to, like, even voice actor going to the point of indicating, like, it's covered by both Hero Heels and Rev Say Desu, to the point that I actually agree with their point. But I also don't really agree with their point on a full extent. Like I mentioned, if in terms of the character is really a black and that a white person who doesn't understand that culturally, to me they should get another replacement to get the right race with the right intonation, the right pacing, all these things to voice over. I can see race can play a part. But on the other hand, if the tone of the character, the intonation, the pacing, the accent doesn't seem to mesh well with the character, then in a sense they should not be voicing based on race anymore. So race be a whole new part. Well, the thing is, right, I give you guys a lot of reasons from both ends. I know like a lot of people are saying like I'm kind of like giving like I'm against it. I'm not saying like I'm fully against it. I really give the same reason can go both ways. Like method of pacing from different races, from different country can have is very, very diverse, it's very complex. So if we actually go with like race to play race of the anime characters to be placed by the same race, then in that logic all Japanese anime should be voiced by a Japanese, not by Western people anymore. Get it? So at the end of the day, my answer is that yes, it should be, but at the same time, no, it should not. Because the thing is, right, like again and again, to me, if the character of the voice done by the voice actor or the actress is correct or in line or near to the character, it should be more than enough. But at the same time, we should play into the age, the gender, all these things. Does it really play a part? Maybe in some way, not entirely, but I might be wrong in that essence. So if you feel that you want to correct on that, write in the comment below and let me know. Do you guys think that race should play a part, or is there other reason, like other criteria should play into a part of the cast when it came to voice acting? So with that being said, I think that should be enough for today. If you guys want to like this kind of content, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe for more random chat where I never follow a single trend. But with that being said, hope you guys have a nice day or night. Bye.